How's it going, everybody? My name is LC, and today we are here with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down a tier list that one of the mods made in the official Marvel Mystic Mayhem Discord. Now, this is something that you do kind of see from some games. Some games do have a thing where, like, the devs, or I guess where mods in this case, do post their opinions, like where characters kind of rank, in terms of like how good they are, or how like I guess bad they are in some instances, or like which ones you should or shouldn't use, things like that. And lucky enough, Marvel Mystic Mayhem does have something like that. So we're gonna break down the tiers that the mod provided. Granted, I'm not gonna say their name. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just gonna show like the image of where they place the characters. That's about it, because I don't want nothing wrong. But they also give a description as to why, like they put where the characters where they did. Me personally, I'll voice my opinions after each class is done. But as for right now, we're just gonna read over what they said. So first off, we're starting with Striker. S tier is Iron Man and Scarlet Witch. For Iron Man, high AoE damage, effective against most stages, excels against dragon armor. And next to Scarlet Witch, high single target damage, generally performs well in boss stages. Honestly, I agree. Granted, I think I did put Iron Man in like a high or like mid A, I think. But I don't like, I think maybe they updated him in this newest beta. That's why maybe he's a higher S tier. But honestly, he's not bad. Like, he's actually pretty decent. For me, this is like his defense, I guess, again, to me, like, it wasn't all that great, but like his damage output was really good. And him, again, having that AoE like damage, like, I think is one of the best in game. Scarlet Witch is like, there's like neck and neck for me, but like, yeah, honestly, Iron Man's really good. Scarlet Witch, I still do think that she's probably the best damage dealer in game. Like you know, like they said, like high single target damage, absolutely true. Boss stages, she's really good. Like whether it be the actual like boss events or like bosses in the story, like she excels. But she excels in basically any game mode, in my opinion. But like boss stages is where, in my opinion, where you need to, like, she needs to be on there the most, because she will genuinely come in clutch. So I think, well, the way it's organized is Iron Man first. I don't maybe it's not like, it's probably, I don't know, it's alphabetical. I don't think it is. I don't know if it's like in order. Probably it could be interchangeable, but like to me personally, I will put Scarlet Witch first. But like I don't think it's you know, like from best to worst kind of thing, in my opinion. But who knows? Next A tier, Storm. Next A tier, Storm. Skills deal high AoE damage, performs exceptionally well in stages with numerous enemies. However, damage output against single target bosses is somewhat low. I agree. I agree with that 100%. Like, she's great with lots of enemies, but when it's just one person, it's she's not that useful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when I think I mentioned this earlier, but I think I put her in mid A tier for my tier list. Again, she's not bad, but she does have a thing where I think when she uses one of her special skills, it's been a long time, but like she uses her special skill, and it hits like more of the opponent, she gains ultimate energy for herself, which is useful, honestly, not gonna lie. And she does apply some effects to the enemies too from her special moves, whatnot. That's pretty good in my opinion. Again, her getting energy plus dealing damage, good thing against a wide variety of enemies. But again, having that, just like her not being, you know, her not being able to do like a good amount of damage against single target enemies is kind of sucks, in my opinion. Like it's not bad, but it's not great either, you know what I mean? Like, sure, there are other characters to do that damage for you, but like if it comes down to the wire and you need Storm to do much, like on a single person target, I wouldn't really, you know, I wouldn't really count on her to do it, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. Next up is Misty Knight. Starter hero, performs well paired with heroes that can apply debuffs. Versatile, effective in most stages due to high synergy potential. Agreed, 100%. That's it, 100%. Hey, Misty's really good. That's all I'm gonna. You get her like, again, right when you start the game, but hey, she's really good. And B, Lady Bullseye. High single target burst damage, but requires synergy with Spiderman or Psylocke to reduce skill cost. High team composition requirements. You see, I agree and disagree, right? Because like yeah, you do need like, you know, Psylocke and Spider-Man to really like maximize her fullest potential. I agree with that, right? But in my opinion, like, I didn't really need that to like get the job done. like it kind of worked out regardless. Like I used to use Lady Bullseye, Misty Knight, Scarlet Witch, and they did fantastic. But then again, it's like to maximize her to maximize her full potential. Like I can see why, you know what I mean. But I mean, I guess in terms of like maybe, I don't. Oh man, in terms of damage, she's really good. Like she has a good amount of crit damage. It was Scarlet Witch, of course. But I guess maybe I think she's gated, because like if you don't have Spider-Man or Psylocke, then you're kind of in a not in a big pickle, but like again, she's kind of like, you know, capped off because she doesn't have those extra 2 teammates. Again, she needs that high team composition. But for me, I feel like you, depending on how you play, you can make it work. But again, I agree to disagree. Like again, you can get the job done without those 2 team members, but like it's better to have them, you know what I mean? So that, again, agree to disagree. Now moving on to defender class. So S tier starter hero Hulk, high damage and wide range 4 cost skill, effective in most stages. Yeah. Again, things can be different from this CBT, right? The last CBT, like Hulk was decent. I used him fairly a good amount. I used armor more, I'm not gonna lie, but like Hulk was still good too. Like his healing off his ultimate move, and him being able to pre-sure debuff enemies off of his like clap, if I'm not mistaken, and he also can push enemies back with one of his other special moves. That's good too. And I think he has AoE damage with some move he has, that I forget. But honestly, again, he's a great defensive character. He has the best of both worlds, that being he could do damage and also take a few hits too, and also heal. So that's honestly a good thing. Good kid overall. Next up, A tier armor, high survivability than Hulk, absolutely 100%. Like let me give you reverse. But lower damage output, suitable for stages where Hulk struggles. Yeah, got that right. Juggernaut, difficult to obtain, requires talent upgrades to unlock taunt, offers slightly higher damage than other defenders. Yeah, that's the thing about these. Like, it's like Hulk has like the best of both worlds. He could do damage and have defense. Armor like focuses like solely on damage, and Juggernaut, like, he has okay-ish defenses, but like has really good damage. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta pick wisely. In my opinion, I do think armor is the best out of the 3. I'm just like, in terms of defenses, I'll say armor's the best. In terms of damage, we'll give it to like, you know, Hulk or Juggernaut, one or two. But I just think in terms of survivability, Armor got it, man. Armor has it like by the neck. Like, she's really freaking good. Even as a 2-star character, she's really, really good. And if you pair up with like the right highlights and artifacts, like she's not immortal, but she's damn near close to being one. Like she's very hard to kill, like with the right equips. And like, oh, her skills too, like her being able to gain a shield for herself, and like, and the thing is, it doesn't stop either. Like she can keep getting it over and over again. But like, dude, like she's just really good. But for this defensive list, like I guess like it makes sense as to why Hulk's on the top, because he's the best of both of like all 3 of them. Like he has like 2 of the capability, like again, best of both worlds, right? Again, he has best of both worlds, right? But like, again, if we're focusing solely on defenses, in my opinion, then I'll put armor on top. But that's just me. And also, we can't forget Angela. Actually, this list is actually came out before Angela was released, but Angela works similar to Hulk, so I think she might be high A or low S tier if this ever gets updated. I think it'll be updated eventually. But yeah, just take that into account. Next up we have is fighter, S tier, doppelganger. Makes sense. just makes sense. The combination of the ultimate skill and combat skills is highly effective. Also applies debuffs to enemies, boosting overall team damage. Yeah, simple as that. I agree 100%. A Psylocke synergizes well with Lady Bullseye for a high damage output. Performs well independently, flexible but fragile. May die in stages with high enemy damage. Yeah, that's what I was finding whenever I use her. Like, she's great, but like, when the enemies are like showing that like they can hit hard, she will die. Like, you have to put some like kind of defensive like gear or highlight, whatever the case may be. You have to put it on her, or she's kicking the bucket. Like, it's not gonna end well. But everything else, she's literally fine. Like, she's honestly, they made her perfectly. Next, Mr. Negative. Passive skill applies debuffs, synergizes easily with Misty Knight and Storm. Currently the only hero capable of dispelling enemy buffs, making him highly effective in specific stages. I will agree to that. there was a stage. I think it was you have to fight like Namor's like enemies or I didn't just like bodyguards or henchmen, whatever you call it. I think they were like Zootak or something. I could not beat that stage for the life of me until I had to. I had to bring Mr. Negative. I think it was him, Scarlet Witch, and Armor, because what Mr. Negative did was dispel. I'm pretty sure that blocked any buffs that the target. No. I think it cleanses buffs from him. It's either that or like it blocks buffs that the enemy gains. One of the two. And I think it's been a little bit since I looked at this kit. But yeah, he's the only character in the game who can do that. Pretty cool. And he helped me with that stage in particular. Like, stages like that is where I think Mr. Negative shines. I just don't think he's flexed. I don't think he's like good everywhere, in my opinion. Like, I think he's one of those characters that like he's good with certain kinds of content, and like he's not gonna be your go-to. I think he's gonna be like overlooked in a lot of instances. But, like, not to say he's bad though, but like again, overlooked is what I'm gonna say. He's not hard to use per se, but like he's not easy either, in my opinion. I think again you have to really play around to see how like who he works up well against. With like this, you have to really play around to see you have to play around to see how well he works up against. You have to play around to see who he works well up against with. So like again, for example, Missing Knight or Storm, one of those two. Now lastly, the B tier, Moon Knight. Buffs and healing are centered on himself, requiring multiple melee characters to maximize effectiveness. Highly restrictive team composition requirements. Yeah. Black Knight, low damage output and survivability. Generally inferior to Doppelganger. I hate to admit it, man, because Black Knight in this game is really cool, but he sucks. Like, I'm sorry. He's not great. Like, he could be a lot better, you know, and maybe that's on purpose, right? Like, like boss stages, he's not it. Regular stages, he's really not it. Like, there's so much better options to use other than Black Knight, unfortunately. Is it a shame? A little bit, but like, it's just one thing. Like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But like, and what can you do about Moon Knight? I would put him low A, like very low A, high B, which is kind of what this list here is saying. Like, he's decent, but he could be better. Like, a lot better. Like, I agree with the healing thing. Like, he just heals him. Healing is centered on himself. He just, again, he could be better, in my opinion. Like, those two, the Knight characters, bro, except for Misty Knight, but the Moon Knight and Black Knight, y'all could have been a lot better, man. Y'all let me down 100%. Not the game devs, the characters themselves. And lastly, the controller characters. Now we're getting into something I think I agree with almost 100%. Almost. Maybe for like Doctor Strange. So first off, you have Doctor Strange, of course. Adaptable, can choose between healing and buffing teammates based on the situation. The 2-part combat skill can trigger highlight effects multiple times. Currently the only hero capable of dispelling debuffs from teammates. Bro, this man is broken. Like, I don't care what anybody says. The thing is, I've seen some people that they haven't seen, like, they don't really, not they don't know, but like when they see Doctor Strange, they're thinking like, oh, this guy's just a wizard, yada yada, and whatever the case may be. But like, I don't think people really understand his potential in this game. Like, when they pull him, like, oh great, got Doctor Strange. It's like, no, this man is one of the best characters in this game. He will carry you. It's so much content. This man, if you pair him up, I've shouted this to the heavens like thousands of times. If you pair him up with two very like broken gears, he will carry you to the end of the earth. Not literally, but like, you know what I mean. So I forget what this highlight's called. I think it's a controller highlight. It's gold. I forget the name. But I think it's like whenever he uses a special move or something like that, he gains like ultimate energy points, if I'm not mistaken. It's either that or it's the one where he gains a barrier, but I don't think it's that one. I think it's the one where he gains ultimate energy, if I'm not mistaken. That and the artifact too. I'm pretty sure it's like if you use a special move, you gain 40 ultimate energy points or something like that. What the hell? The thing is, that already it's in of itself is like increasing his, his ultimate energy points like quickly. But here's the kicker again. His blue card from, I think it's Bushing for Shanti, that boosts up his ultimate points already too. So if he used that, and you have your ultimate, and you have your highlight and your artifact and effect, you're basically getting your ultimate just like that, like in a second. Like, it's gonna be very quick to get ultimate. You're gonna heal your team, and it's like a rinse and repeat cycle for Doctor Strange. It's really fun to do, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can just rinse and repeat over and over and over again. I hope they didn't nerf it. Again, I don't know, I haven't seen, but if they nerfed it, I'd be sad, but like, it would make sense, because honestly, it's broken. Like, it's not fair. He can heal his teammates, buff up their damage, decrease defense on enemies, I'm pretty sure. He's just like a handful of like really good things, in my opinion. Like, do not sleep on Doctor. If you pull him, you've hit the jackpot. Other than like, let's say, I don't know, like Scarlet Witch or Iron Man, maybe, you have hit the jackpot. Do not, again, it's up to you obviously, but like, if you don't have like any controller, or if you don't have like if you want to win, use Doctor. I promise, I'm not lying to you. Like, this man is goated. Like, even the mods are telling you all themselves, these guys are goated. Listen to them. Now for A tier, Sleepwalker. Starter hero synergizes well with heroes that have high damage combat skills. Ultimate skill is heavily effective against large numbers of enemies. However, the healing skill can be cumbersome when healing isn't needed. Yeah, because it's just like, it's not really. It's like no point, you know what I mean? Like, just there, you know. But that's not to say it's bad. You know, I think Sleepwalker is a really good controller character, and he's a starter too. So like, be honestly, you're getting a bang for your buck, well, which is no bucks, but you know what I mean. Like, he's a good character. Next up, Spider-Man. High single target damage, but requires team synergy. Often suffers from damage overkill against weaker enemies, hindering follow-up attacks. Yeah, I guess. I will say though, his defense isn't great either, in my opinion, from close beta test 1 and the alpha test. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't it, man. It wasn't it. Maybe they improved it this time, but his survivability just, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Next up, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. High ultimate skill damage. Devil Dinosaur is somewhat fragile and currently lacks ideal team synergy. Yeah. I noticed that the dinosaur dies a lot. I noticed that Devil Dinosaur dies quite a lot, and frequently and quickly. It's a shame. I don't really, where do you put him on? Like, where does he fit the best? You know what I mean? Like, he's an extra character for you, right? I tried to put him up with I tried to put him with Man-Thing and I forget what that character is. It was somebody. It was Man-Thing, Moongo, Devil Dinosaur, or somebody else. But you essentially will have what, like 5 or 6 characters on field. That's cool. You have an extra like three characters. That'll like kind of even the playing field a little bit in certain stages. But he just dies too easily, so it's like he's kind of useless, you know what I mean? And lastly, the B tier. Man-Thing, unremarkable, not as useful as Sleepwalker. I think in terms of like support, yeah, I can see why. I think healing output, I think Sleepwalker kind of has a little upper hand, because he can heal enemy. I think the enemy. Excuse me. What am I saying? He can heal your team, or I guess as person on your team, with one of his moves, and he can also heal himself. I think if he reaches 50% health, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But then Man-Thing, he can heal the team, but like within a certain area. So that's kind of that. Yeah, Man-Thing's alright. He's not bad, but you know, he's decent. And lastly, Falcon. As a ranged hero, often needs to move to the middle of the enemies, making him vulnerable to death. Oh, good lord. You see, I haven't played him, right? And I've already seen like some gameplay of him, so like I didn't know about all that. So that sucks. Jeez, Falcon. Okay. Well, I mean, it's good to know, right? Maybe Falcon, like, maybe gets a buff or like a slight tune-up when he releases officially, so that he doesn't die as soon as he goes in the middle. But like, yeah, that's like a terrible place for him to be in the middle, especially if you're ranged, because like you're doing range damage, you're not doing melee damage or anything. Yikes. But again, his support's really good, but yikes, that's not great. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys agree with this tier list that they have posted on the Discord. For me personally, I think I agree with like what, 8 out of 10 with this tier list. Mainly, I think the only thing that really kind of stumped me is like the whole like defensive portion, but honestly, that's about it in my opinion. Let me know what other characters you guys want to see come out in Marvel Mystic Mayhem, and also stay tuned for the next tier list video that will probably update about, you know, Thor, Angela, and Ember Frost. That is set to drop sometime soon within this beta release. With that being said, thanks so much for watching. My name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I'll catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.